Hello there, my name is Kaiwa and this is my life with subtitles. And today I'll tell you how the movie Barbie made me cry. Several times. So the movie Barbie was released in 2023, and so it took me around close to 3 years to actually watch it. And my impression at first when I watched the trailer back then, I wondered why are they making a movie about Barbie? There have been enough cartoons and I don't know, different ways of telling Barbie stories. And I was like, okay, what kind of a relevant story can a Barbie movie have? For me, a male adult. So yeah, I was judgmental. The trailer did not convince me. I couldn't understand what was happening there in terms of style and art and visuals. But then okay, this very close person to me said, okay, let's watch it. And since 2023, a lot has changed about me. So of course I would give it a chance at some point, but then we decided to do it this weekend. And I gotta say, I don't know, I didn't watch it any sooner. I was absolutely surprised. The way they started, first of all, like making this parody from 2001, A Space Odyssey, and actually explaining what it's like, what this world is like, of playing with dolls and what it represented actually for young girls everywhere, and how Barbie came to change to change history, of course. And it is so much fun. It is so much fun. I was laughing out loud in the opening scene. It was very well executed. And then they bring the first set when the beginning of the movie happens, and it is so much colorful. When you're expecting to watch a live action movie, you don't expect it to look like a cartoon, at least not most of the time. But when they show that set that is so full of colors, and please, we need to appreciate more colors. The world has become too gray lately. So what I think is, it makes you feel like you are there inside of Barbie's house and Barbie's world, and that everything that's happening is watching a child play with those characters and those scenarios and those sets, how the characters move. Like, their moves are very limited to imitate the limitations from the dolls, and that was really fun to watch actually. It was a bit of a Toy Story 3 feeling, when you feel for those toys that were being abandoned by Andy, and like in the middle of this party, and Barbie brings up death, like thoughts of death, and I kind of sensed what was happening with her there. And then a few moments later, her feet touch the ground, and it's like, for me, at some point, what happens in everybody's life, that you get real. You understand what this world is about and what this world is doing to you, and you see reality. And you don't understand why things happen the way they happen, but you are completely lost in the middle of it. And then you open yourself to become inspired by things that you judged before, which is what happens when she looks for let's say, I think it was Crazy Barbie. And then she lets herself take in new experiences and try new things to find out what is happening to her. That touches very deep for me, because this movie in the end is about maturing, about growing up. And I'm afraid to admit that this happened to me in my life not too long ago, at the age of 38, 39. So it's not even been 2 full years that I believe touching the real world, getting real, and doing something to figure out who I am happened. So as I see that developing in the movie to Barbie and the feelings she gets, they touch very deep to me. And then I cried 1, 2, 3, 4 times along the whole movie because of how close it touched with me. And of course, this whole, well, this could be a topic for another movie, but this whole critic to the patriarchy, which is actually what led me to the pit I found myself in a couple of years ago, and starting to get real. And yeah, that was really, really emotional to me. It's still too close. When Barbie starts to realize what is happening in this world around her, she has to say goodbye to that old life that she had in Barbie land. And that was really challenging for her. And as I felt that, it occurred to me that when I was a kid, well, my parents couldn't afford to give me expensive toys. So it was always a parallel version of the coolest toys. And that was okay. It was fun anyway. But of course, as a child, I envied my friends and my family's kids' other toys. Well, I was a fan, of course, of like Batman dolls and Spider-Man dolls. They were super cool. But I grew up with this cousin of mine. We are pretty much the same age. We spent a lot of time together as kids. And she had some Barbie sets. And every Barbie set, so it was like Barbie's car and Barbie's playhouse and Barbie at the beach, or there was such a variety. And as we spent so much time together, I looked at all those things. Like, you can dress her up, you can come up with stories around the scenarios you build. It's kind of like another friend of mine there that I grew up with. He had Legos, and I never had official Legos as a kid. So you could create your own world with that. But I was always told that as a boy, I should not play with dolls, with girl dolls, with girls' toys, pink toys, toys that you dress them up and have tea. No, you're supposed to play with cars, and you're supposed to play with, well, superheroes. And that's okay to have the Marvel set, but it's not okay to have Hello Kitty set, you know? So I never allowed myself to play with the Barbies in front of anybody, or never did I also tell anybody that I played with them. But I actually snuck in to my cousin's bedroom sometimes, or the area where she played, and I made sure nobody was looking to play a little bit with her Barbies, and, you know, a little story between the dolls she had. And that's just something I could never tell anybody, because if word spread around the family that I was playing with dolls, everybody would talk about how I was gay, because that's what happened. Boys who played with girls' toys are gay. And for some reason at that moment, and let's say this was like 90s, late 80s, early 90s, being gay was a bad thing, and you're not supposed to be gay. So I never played Barbie, or never did I tell anybody that I played with Barbie. But I really honestly envied my cousin for having those sets, or anybody who had Barbie collections for having those sets and that many accessories and options to play with. Because after all, you're just a kid making up stories with fun toys. It doesn't matter the colors, it doesn't matter the figures. They're toys, and everybody should be allowed to play with whatever toys they feel like, because it's fun, and kids should have fun. Yeah, I definitely recommend Barbie to anyone of any age. It's a very moving, fun picture. And if you feel this content made sense and you'd like to share with somebody, please do. And if you want to follow me, hit on the bell button over here. And please leave on the comments if you had ever had this sort of perspective over Barbie, and if that related to you somehow.